Take 3. Okay, I can't believe I have to do another one of these hello YouTubers. Can't believe I have to do another one of these so soon after the last one, but I got a really good question. I can't remember who asked it. Probably should have ran that down before I started, but the question was to go into, hang on while I get a cigarette, to go into some of the patterns I use in my left hand for the stride bass. This is a really difficult question because I do no preparation before I start playing, and really the way I make up the accompaniment has more to do with the way I've practiced in the past. It's more of a cumulative thing, which is the fun part of practicing, because eventually it allows you to use your imagination spontaneously. So what I got here is, okay, a couple of things before we start. First, you should practice everything with the metronome very slowly, set to 2 and 4. I practice everything slowly, set to 2 and 4. The reason for this is because swing is elastic, and at higher tempos, that's why they're called rolled eighths. You know, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. At higher tempos, there's less space between the beats to actually roll the eighth note. So it's easier to sound like you're swinging, but you're really not swinging. Beyond that, practicing at really slow tempos not only ensures that you're practicing accurately and well, but will give you rock solid tempo when you play, when you perform, either by yourself or with a combo. Rock solid tempo is good. My tempo is very mediocre these days. Which is why I practice everything really slowly with the metronome. And in fact, I actually count everything out loud, even in my solos. The other thing about practicing really slowly with the metronome, it's more difficult to really swing and to stay in the beat. You don't want to drop any beats. You don't want to, you want to stick with, what's on the chart. It'll also make your left hand a lot more solid. Okay. Now, also, every time I have to do an explainer like this, I get really nervous because it's like I have to disassemble my own stuff. So it's going to look like I can't play at all. But, I'm a reasonably competent stride pianist. I'm not the greatest, but, I can get around a little bit on my own. So, yeah, I got Wait Till the Sun Shines Nelly here in F. And if you have problems with doing the stride bass, either because you think it's too far, or you're just starting out or whatever, or you have problems looking at your hands, you can keep everything in one hand. Just do it like this. So, yeah, my basic pattern for stride, like the bare template, is root chord, fifth chord. My voicings aren't complicated anymore, it's just out of being lazy, generally. And I'm getting back in shape still, so, yeah, normally it's a root chord, fifth chord is this. And then what I normally do is I break up the bar into 2 groupings of 2 beats. So it's either the first 2 beats or the last 2 beats. This is if you're playing in 4. And I'll walk a little miniature bass line in between, instead of playing the stride bass on, in one of those 2 groupings, I'll walk a little bass line to the root of the next chord. The way you can walk a bass line 1,000 different ways. Like you can here, okay, let me show you what I mean. Also use a whole measure to walk a bass line. There's lots of different ways you can do that. One good way, the best way to practice this stuff is, of course, with the metronome. But like, wait, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Wait, 1, 2. And then after you get really comfortable doing that, which I'm evidently not because I'm fucking psyched out by having to explain this stuff. Sorry. You can start incorporating that more spontaneously in between. And the reason for all this is you don't want to do this is boring. Oh, drifting by, I'll be so happy, Nelly. More exciting it would be to, you know. So, yeah, you can walk the bass line either as a single note, or you can do it in stacked octaves, or you can, you know, a good way to practice doing this is to either practice it in octaves, in eighth notes, or as triplets, and yeah, and eventually you'll find yourself getting the hang of it. What else? You always want to go for drama. You always want to build something exciting. Now, of course, when you're starting out, it's more difficult, and especially when you're soloing over that, to keep it interesting, but that's part of the fun. Yeah, and that basically makes up my style of playing. Like, you know, God, I got off the beat there. I'm so fucking nervous trying to, you know, explain this stuff. When I have to think about it, it all kind of falls apart. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I think that about does it. I don't normally. Once you get really good at practicing really slowly, you'll find yourself doing cooler and cooler things, like. So we're out of time. I hope that helps. Yeah, if you have any follow-up questions or whatever, post them to this thread, and I'll see what I can do and try to answer them. Once again, all this information is presented without any warranty. I'm not the greatest, you know, pianist in the world, but people ask me, and I have a camera, and I can answer it. So, cheers. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and keep practicing. Practice slowly with the metronome. Yeah, let's go Mets. All right, catch you later.